And in a similar way, the Holy Spirit takes hold of us in our human frailty to empower us in our weaknesses. In our weakness, we are often unable to know how to pray. We're often unable to know how to wrestle and grapple with the challenges that life throws at us. And with the strength of the Holy Spirit, with the power that He gives us, we're able to tackle things. And the Holy Spirit enables us. He gives us sometimes what's called the gift of tongues, like praying in a heavenly language. He just gives us that ability to pray about things that we feel are beyond our comprehension, beyond our ability to process even, mentally trying to process stuff, it's often a big challenge, isn't it? And I thought today about how different groups of people around the world are in other little language groups where they are isolated sometimes from people around them. And when you think about some of the tribes in places like Papua New Guinea, West Papua, Irian, some of these parts of the world, deep in the middle of Southeast Asia, lots of little groups, been quite a challenge to try and interpret the Bible and to put together a version of the Bible translation for them. And that's been a work that's been happening over many, many years, decades. But each of their tribal cultures is, distinct and often been quite isolated, quite cut off, incredibly difficult to access. And we find, accessing God's heart and mind sometimes a challenge, but He gives us a language to communicate with Him. And when everybody comes around the throne, eventually meets with God from every tribe and language and people and nation, He'll draw everybody together. And it wouldn't matter what language we speak in. These things will be in a place where we might see in part, we might see through a glass darkly, through obscured, but then we'll see Him face to face. Everything will become clear, and our language will be plain because we'll be able to speak face to face as with a friend. So in the meantime, the Holy Spirit enables us, equips us to communicate deeply from the heart, deeply from our spirit with God, often in a language we can understand through speaking in tongues and through groans and words that cannot be uttered, because God understands our hearts. He knows everything. So use that gift in prayer, use that opportunity to pray and call out to Him.